A historical debate.
Ripped the baby out of the womb in the 9th month.
That is simply not true.
Our DC Bureau is live with a recap on the Trump-Biden showdown. Dangerous waters.
If you're a weak swimmer, don't get in the ocean.
Why swim safety is important when in the ocean. And a night of rhythm and romance.
Travel and show to the people our culture.
To dance tango and have some fun. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
And I'm Benjamin Cure. Today is Friday, June 28, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A crazy night, a debate that made history in the United States. This morning, reactions are pouring in after the first presidential debate of the 2024 election cycle.
As CNN's post-debate poll shows, 67% of voters say former President Trump won. 33% say President Biden won. Our DC reporter bureau, Amelia Arjuela, joins us live at the White House with the insight. Good morning, Amelia. What are you hearing from our nation's capital?
Good morning. The headlines and reaction this morning not looking good for either candidate. The president campaign says that President Joe Biden struggled with his boy due to a cold, but finished it strong. On the other hand, President Donald Trump dodged several questions and made false and misleading statements. The two candidates debated the economy, abortion, and immigration. Former President Trump focuses on immigration to attack Biden, but fact-checkers said most of his comments were false or misleading.
We had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it, and people are dying all over the place.
Fact-checkers also found that Trump falsely accused President Biden of allowing criminals to enter the country, while Biden falsely claimed that the Border Patrol Union had endorsed him. Biden also blamed Trump for the national debt.
We have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. If they just paid 24% or 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt.
Abortion rights also took up some time during the debate.
He's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby.
That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that.
One key issue that never came out during the 90-minute debate was Latin American. The two candidates are holding rallies on Friday, Trump in Chesapeake, Virginia, while Biden is on Raleigh, North Carolina. The two former president and president will debate again on September 10th. Reporting from Washington, D.C. for Caplin News, I'm Amelia Arjuela.
And here in South Florida, who doesn't love a day of swimming at the beach? Well, experts say it's important to wade out safely, especially when a rip current is in effect. This warning follows the recent deaths of 8 people in Florida from these fast channels of water. Caplin's Em Alonso has more on how to have fun in the sun while also staying safe.
In Florida, the beach is a must during the summer. And while it's pretty calm here today in Key Biscayne, experts are saying to keep a special eye out for rip currents.
Know the ocean, know how to swim. If you're a weak swimmer, don't get in the ocean. It's just not worth the risk.
8 people are dead after falling victim to rip currents in just a 4-day span. Among them is a Pennsylvania couple that drowned off Florida's east coast. The others are a 60-year-old Missouri woman and 5 men ages 19 to 29, who all died near Panama City Beach.
A lifeguard's never too far away from you, but given the amount of people that we have and a large beach that we do cover, we just can't have a lifeguard at every few feet. It's just not possible.
Rip currents are powerful channels of water that move away from shore. Experts say they can pull even strong swimmers beyond breaking waves quickly. Officials say 2 recent victims were dragged more than 100 yards in just seconds.
The last thing we want you to do is come on vacation and not take all your family members home with you.
But the ocean isn't the only place rip currents are a danger. They also can happen in other large bodies of water, like the Great Lakes. To stay safe,
Number 1 is stay calm, try and signal lifeguards.
The NOAA suggests trying to float, swimming parallel to the shore, and returning to the beach at an angle.
Don't fight the current because it's a pretty strong force.
Reporting from Key Biscayne, I'm Em Alonso with Caplin News.
This morning, reconstruction is underway after many buildings were significantly damaged by multiple storms. This happened yesterday afternoon in Melbourne, close to the Orlando airport. Aerial video you're looking now shows damaged roofs, fallen trees, and several snapped power lines, leaving many people without electricity. Luckily, no injuries or deaths have been reported so far, but dozens of residents were impacted.
The United States finds itself facing unexpected heat advisories, droughts, and flooding. As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, various parts of the country are experiencing unusual weather conditions.
It's a day of weather contrasts in the United States. Parts of the Midwest are still recovering from floods.
Oh my.
Now they're dealing with more rain today.
April, May, and then June especially, and it just kept adding up, and then eventually we saturated the soils, and the water is nowhere else to go, so it goes into the lakes and rivers.
Forecasters say dry days in between recent storms make today less concerning. But meanwhile, parts of the Southwest and other areas are experiencing drought. These states have heat advisories in effect, and Colorado is dealing with the Oak Ridge fire.
We have very steep, rough terrain, and access is very difficult, so we're looking for opportunities out in front of the fire.
Wildfire evacuees in New Mexico are now able to return home to Ruidoso.
I thought there might be more that we could salvage out of it, some of the interior stuff, but it doesn't look like there's much of anything.
Many there no longer have homes due to the South Fork and Salt fires.
My wife, I don't think she's not at all ready to come. She said she may never come back up here.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
New this morning, researchers discover a new pill that can feasibly combat depression in adults. A study in New Zealand showed achievable results for treatment-resistant depression using time-release ketamine pills with minimal side effects. Patients receiving the highest dose experienced a significant reduction in symptoms. Close medical supervision is required, but it offers hope for nearly 3 million Americans who struggle with their mental health.
As they say, it takes two to tango. An event celebrates the richness of Latin American culture with ballroom moves. Caplin News reporter Ana Paula Mayoca has more from Doral.
It's Tango and Latin American Night at the Doral Cultural Arts Center, and it's a packed house. Let me show you around.
The city of Doral brought together the Hispanic community to celebrate Latin American heritage, shining a spotlight to dancers and singers from Argentina.
The career of music is a journey, it's something that I really need to do. It's in my soul, it's who I am.
Doral is hosting complimentary cultural events that take place on the last Thursday of each month. The Latin American and Tango Night was a great plan to spend time with friends and family while appreciating the music and dance.
Tango brings the culture of a region in Argentina that it's very diverse and it's very rich. So we wanted to bring that here to the center.
Tango is a passionate and romantic dance and music genre that comes from Buenos Aires, Argentina. By telling stories through its unique movements and melodies, tango has become a symbol of love.
We started 20 years ago in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We are from Buenos Aires.
This was our motivation, travel and show to the people our culture.
In addition to appreciating the show, attendees were able to get free dance lessons from the tango dancers.
The city of Doral takes pride in hosting monthly cultural events that are open to the public. They're planning a Noche de Boleros that's going to take place on the last Thursday of the month of July. Reporting for Caplin News, I am Ana Paula Mayorga.
The Marlins start off strong against the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
We're going to help that process move along, get all that plastic out, and she'll be able to return to the sea very quickly.
A Marine Life Center names its newest resident after a special South Florida win. Newsbreak will return in 2 minutes.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
I debate all day. It's what I do. But there are some things that are undebatable, like your mental health. I was in a dark place when my brother passed away in a car accident. I was depressed in ways I never imagined. I reached out, and my sisters came, my pastor, my therapist. They helped me get through it. I found that the more I spoke up, the healthier my mind became. When you love your mind, you can go so much further. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
No name, no problem. A Marine Life Center knew exactly what to name their newest resident. Turns out the Panthers aren't the only underdogs going home with the Stanley name under their belt this summer.
That's right, Ben. And one hockey fan at the Loggerhead Marine Life Center couldn't help but honor his love for underdogs after rescuing a turtle after, you guessed it, naming it after the Florida Panthers' recent win.
You know, she was found very anemic, very weak. Kind of like at the end of Game 4 when we had that bad game with the Panthers.
Found at sea with a plastic in her gut, Stanley was picked up by the rescue team at the Loggerhead Marine Wildlife Center, where she was treated back to health. The turtle is expected to make it back out to sea in no time.
So yesterday, while the focus was on our nation's capital and who will be leading us next year, our Miami Marlins were not too far away in Philadelphia last night, and the Fish took on the Phillies for the 4th time this year. Jake Berger smashed a go-ahead homer in the 8th inning. Brian De La Cruz ignited the comeback with a clutch 3-run double in the 7th, and Josh Bell followed up with an RBI double, notching his 200th career double. Tanner Scott slammed the door shut with a perfect 9th inning and his 11th save. The final score was Phillies 4, Marlins 7. You're watching Newsbreak, and we'll be right back.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak today. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
I'm Benjamin Cure. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.